Hello, my name is Kenneth Paul, and welcome to my woodworking shop. Each week I try to produce at least one video featuring a project and/or a technique. I try to choose projects that are well suited for a small shop. You don't need a lot of materials, and you don't need a lot of large equipment. But yet, in my experience, they sell well. This week's project is a rifle case for a Henry lever-action rifle. I'll walk you through my design thoughts and the technical aspects of the case. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I will answer them. Alright, what we have here is a long arm case for a Henry lever action rifle, a big boy and .45 long Colt. It's made out of cherry, and it's constructed using half-blind dovetails. Standard heavy-duty briefcase hardware. A note on the handle. This handle screws from the inside with machine screws. If you're going to use a surface screwing handle, make sure that you don't just use wood screws. These cases are heavy. I wouldn't trust that over time. What you would have to do if it used screws, replace the wood screws with machine screws and put T-nuts on the inside. Alright. And here we go. And like the last pistol case I showcased, I like to use the barrel hinges. On the rifle cases, I happen to think it's a good idea to add the takedown tools. And you can see the raised lid. And underneath here I have a full-length cleaning rod. Goes right through and under. Alright. Like I discussed in my previous video on building a pistol case, what I like to do is, once I've built the case, I cover a piece of 1/8 inch Baltic birch plywood with the felt, and then hot glue the piece in place on the lid. I do the same thing on the bottom, and then I add pieces of 2x that are cut to contour around, wrap those in felt, staple it from the bottom, and then hot glue those pieces down. It makes for a very clean case. The muzzle goes into the block probably around 1/4 of an inch to help secure the rifle in place during transport. I think the dovetail construction is important on the long gun cases because of the weight of the case. And like on the handgun case, I like to use the Brusso lid supports. This is the larger of the two. Actually, I have trouble finding these, so when you do see them online, grab them. The regular one is a 1/4 inch width. This is a 3/8 width. The suitcase hardware is available on several sites online. And like I mentioned before on the case, the pistol case, for lining up the holes for the barrel hinges, what I do, you can see across the top here, I rip off 1/2 inch before I build the box on the backboard. I drill my holes, and then I glue that piece of 1/2 inch back on. And then when I cut the box out, I have perfectly aligned holes for those barrel hinges. For finish, I like to use a gel varnish. I use Bartley's. It's very forgiving as far as working in a non-dust-free environment. It produces a lasting, warm finish. If you don't have a separate spray area, it's my finish of choice. I like the Danish oils, the wiping varnishes, and the gel varnishes, but particularly the gel varnishes. On the pistol cases, I try to stay inside the golden rectangle, which is to say a 1 by 1.61 ratio. You're not going to do that on the rifle cases. On the rifle cases, I try to keep them as compact as I can. No need adding weight if you don't have to. The rifles themselves are heavy enough. As a nice little touch, there are a lot of companies online that you can have a little brass tag made saying whatever you want for the customer. On this one I just put Henry Repeating Arms Company, made in America. I thought it went well with the rifle. And like I was saying, these projects don't require a lot of material, they don't require a lot of equipment, and yet they sell well. A case like this, in general, will cost more than the rifle that's in it. Over here, where you can see that I've wrapped felt around the wood surround trim, all I did was use spray adhesive to put that around a piece of shirt box cardboard and then hot glue it in place. Makes for a very professional look. This is the knob I prefer to use on a lot of my gun cases. You strictly add a strip of contrasting wood and leave a section raised on it. It gives you a built-in handle. On this one I haven't, but on most of these lids I will put little 1/4 inch magnets, rare earth magnets, inset to hold them in place. I didn't feel the need on this one because that bump rides right against this cover and it keeps it in place. Alright, if you have any questions on how I inset the tools, which was just tracing the tools and then cutting them out, and again the felt is on separate blocks, pulled around to the bottom, stapled in place, and just hot glued down. I like to use an interior surround. that raised lip helped keep the lid and the base registered. And like I mentioned on the pistol case, I prefer to build my cases as one piece and then cut them in half. And the best way of doing that is to make sure that when you cut, you set your the depth of your blade about a little less than a 1/16 short of the full way through, cut all the way around, and then cut that little thin remaining piece with a utility knife. And that'll stop you from pinching the blade as you cut the box free. Alright, again, my name is Kenneth Paul. This is my woodworking shop. And if you like the kinds of projects that I produce here, I'd appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, or whatever you want to do. Alright, you have a good day and thank you for coming. Bye-bye.